Welcome back. Our next play, I Knew Things Once, is written by Daniel Goleman. He is a first-year creative industry student at Ryerson. I Knew Things Once is his fifth play to be produced and his first with OCT. Daniel thanks the cast and crew for their incredible work and dedicates the play to his good friends Ira and Matteo, who picked him up every time he fell down. He hopes you enjoy the show. This play is directed by Jacqueline Nobrega, who started her journey acting with OCT during the 2011 season. Between now and then, she has acted, written, directed, and been part of the executive team. Jacqueline studied at Ryerson University and graduated in 2015 from the Child and Youth Care Program. Jacqueline thanks Daniel Goleman for giving her the opportunity to shed light on this subject matter. Please be advised that this play contains subject matter on suicide and substance use. Also, a kind reminder to turn off your cell phones. Please enjoy A New Things Once.
Never heard him speak so eloquently.
What? We've heard him speak eloquently.
Not like this. These entries show insecurities in him that I didn't even see. This isn't how he carried himself.
You've seen them with other guys, though?
What?
No, I just want to know if he was like a normal guy.
Normalcy wasn't the reason I was into him.
No, I know, but his insecurities, I mean, were they at least...
Normal? I don't know. I just feel like anybody that spoke like this.
He didn't speak like this.
Wrote like this. Anybody that wrote like this had a lot of shit to them. Shit we don't realize.
You know what I'm sick of? That. Just thinking about all the stuff inside him that he wasn't dealing with, stuff he wasn't sharing. Sorry. I've had this too long. Pass. Dear Diary, there's this aching feeling within me, the lack of her, all that she encompassed within me, all that she gave me. Now the lack of her.
Please not this.
I just want to get to
No, Dean, you know I've been through it. I've replayed the scenario over and over in my head, thoughts written down, therapy, check, and now I'm starting to feel confident.
What is there to feel confident about?
About the fact that there's more that he wasn't telling us? This book, these things that he was feeling, and I mean, he was really feeling them. We can only find them here, you know? And if we don't understand what's written in there, Dean, we can't get mad at ourselves over that. Now skip that part. I like the next section better anyway, more profound.
Yeah, I know you find it elegant. But I can look beyond Natalie. As our relationship deteriorated, I fell into more and more of a heartbroken despair. But now, lately, I've been seeing things differently. I've been seeing things more. I see that I have a lot to give, and well, maybe she just didn't want to buy what I was selling. This seems kind of juvenile. I mean, the writing is
And I was selling a lot. That's what he says next. Keep going.
I think maybe she just didn't want to buy what I was selling, and it seemed like I've been selling a lot, doesn't it? I mean, it happened for me. Everything I wanted in high school, I got.
God, that's what I can't stand about him. You know, the fucking ego on him. At times it would be so blunt, and then other times, most of the time, it would feel like the subtlest of moments that would clue you in. This is good stuff.
Pure indica.
And he'd be so humble too, you know? so nice in public, but deep down you knew that he thought he was better than everyone. You knew that he knew he was better than everyone, and how could you blame him? I mean, he had this aura to him, captivating. Everybody was always so goddamn captivated by him. And he knew it, you know? He knew he was going to do something great one day.
Which explains his "I've got a feeling I'm going to save the world" entry.
Finish this one first.
Sure. Where was I? Okay. But the goals have to be different. The hurt of Natalie opens me up to more learning, to question and eventually find out all I do not know. And I mean, that's what's at the center of this all, me. Gliding through life, riding high, success, great friends, better girlfriend, and Natalie leaving, it just opens me up to more. He must have been so blazed when he wrote this.
Of course you have to stop before the bow part.
What? Oh. Right. This one's your favorite? In high school, as I auditioned for every school musical, I looked forward to one thing: the last bow. In theater, we are ranked. It's finite. There's the role with the most amount of lines of time on stage. That person is number one. In this uncertain world, someone gets to be number one for a moment. If this person broke his leg the day of the show, it would cause the most concern. I've put hours into my singing, my dancing, my acting. I worked so hard, and it was fully in pursuit of something. That last bow. The final moment at the end of each show when everyone takes their bow and everyone has applause to accompany them. And how exciting it was to get that grand last bow, to see how important you are in the moment. This makes more and more sense. I used to make fun of him about that.
What, the bow? Everyone did. That's when he was his most self-important.
But also his most proud. We used to do that more to each other. We used to be a bit meaner, and we never thought of it as malicious, but this pursuit of the last bow, it makes sense why he cared. It was the only way his brain could see clear evidence that he was what he was.
What was that?
The best. He wanted to be the best, and he was. He was an absolute star. Awards, student council, school plays, beautiful girlfriend. He could pick up anything and be great or learn quickly. He was simply the best. And for him to bow last, it gave him tangible proof that he was the best, and he just needed that. He needed to have that external reinforcement. But then he questions himself. He asks himself why he needs it. Look at the reflectiveness here. But this loss of Natalie has made me question what is worth doing. If I am truly the best, like I've wanted to be, what is fun about it? What is fun about being the best if I have no one to share it with?
That's dark.
Maybe there's more to life than just being the best, at least on stage. On stage is not real life. It's 2 hours and then it's done. Maybe it's time to change some things, to look for more. Jumping from role to achievement, did nothing to fill the holes I still feel, holes I may feel forever. But finding something authentic, not just about, like sharing things and feeling things deeply and with someone else. Maybe Natalie leaving is just opening me up to everything that I missed before. That's depressing sometimes. Scary even, realizing that you truly knew nothing about yourself. That loss of confidence in your environment, accompanied with the fear that you'll never regain your clarity.
He was really thinking.
Too much. It was hurting him. I mean, self-reflection is good, but that much, that deep. No one was blaming him for liking his last vow. We just made fun.
That's not true. That's the thing I accused him of the most.
What?
Needing to feel like he was better than everyone. Pushing himself so hard to get everything because he just needed that extra validation, you know? You know, he'd get mad anytime anyone called him slightly egotistical because he wasn't ready to admit that deep down within himself he knew that he was. And I think that's what killed him. His belief that he couldn't have any flaws. Hey, what time's bridge done?
7. I'll call you an Uber before she gets here.
She sure does love her bridge club, doesn't she?
It's a staple since high school. The goth girl who loved her music, art, and bridge. She was Funky Audrey.
Audrey was gone.
Mm-hmm. She was black lipstick, right? Mm-hmm. Torn clothes. She was pretty punk rock, kind of like you.
So she was cool.
We both were. Just different crowds. She was in with the stoner scene, the artsy side.
Where'd the nickname come from?
Funky Audrey? Oh, you had to be there.
What?
You just had to be there. She had this type of swagger to her. She'd walk down the hall and you thought she was gonna cut you or burst into song about you. I mean, you really had no clue what this girl was up to.
She sounds scary.
That's the thing. She was warm. She was completely ahead of her time, and people dug it. Yeah, they dug her all right. She was Funky Audrey. If you were there, you just understood her appeal.
And she played bridge.
It was a known fact that Funky Audrey played bridge. She played bridge with her grandmother's friends. Her grandmother didn't even play. Yeah, she took her place in the old lady bridge club.
That must have gone down well with your crowd.
What, dating the bridge girl?
Dating Funky Audrey.
I was the quarterback. And I had lots of girls before Audrey, but she was definitely a departure. Do you think maybe Peter felt pressure to live up to that, to live up to the clique-defying love affair?
Big words.
I'm serious. I mean, do you think it upset him that he didn't have a love story like that?
Well, what was I?
Not the same thing. You two were best friends your whole life and just one day realized you could be more. Okay?
You don't think that's a good story?
No, I think that's puberty.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. Hey, I knew the minute it was legalized I would be off the rails, so come on.
What time is bridge done?
6:30.
We got time.
Yeah, she got off work about 30 minutes ago.
Would you mind texting her to make sure?
Make sure what?
Make sure she doesn't come home before 7?
Oh my God. You are paranoid.
Aren't you? You think she's gonna like coming home and seeing you smoking pot with me.
Okay, well.
She read the journal. She knows what I did.
Hey, which means she knows how many upsetting thoughts Peter had.
She doesn't get to talk to him about those. Come on, you said it yourself. She's only read the journal once. She's clearly not doing as much research as we are.
Is that what this is? Are we trying to, understand him better? Understand him more? It can't bring him back. It doesn't answer our questions. It only opens our minds up to ask more. It only creates further chaos. So, Hey, what are we doing? Honestly, what are we doing here?
Do we have to know?
I would like to. I think I've just realized that there is very little in this mess of a world that I can have full grasp on, that I can fully understand. The only thing I care about understanding, or at least trying to understand, is my son. And if Audrey doesn't want to put the time in with me to understand more, to close the gap I didn't even know I had with my son, if Audrey can't face this yet, then fuck her. I don't want to do this alone.
Okay. That still doesn't mean I want her walking in here before 7.
She won't. Hey, I promise she won't.
Can I have something to eat?
Help yourself.
You don't mean it when you say fuck her about Audrey, do you?
It's more complicated than you think.
Maybe don't say that.
What? Fuck her?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's an uncomplicated way of describing something that's complicated.
You don't get it.
Really?
Yeah, it's too complex for you.
My ex-boyfriend hung himself. Try me. I'm sorry, that was malicious.
Maybe we need more. Okay? I can roll another.
It's making me think a lot.
Is that not the point?
My therapist made me promise her that if I ever found these meetings unproductive or if they ever made me too sad, then I would just leave.
You told your therapist you read your ex-boyfriend's journal with your ex-boyfriend's middle-aged dad while smoking pot with him?
It's not like you and I have never smoked pot together before.
Okay, this is only the 4th or 5th time it's been just us.
You know, I really don't like it when you say fuck her about Audrey.
What are you saying? You've hated her ever since Pete died.
I hate her because she's right. After Peter died, smoking pot was the only thing that helped. I wanted to be smoking it as much as I could. But after a while, I just knew that this habit couldn't take up every day of my life. I needed to get a grip on time. I needed to get a grip on life. I needed to get back to how I felt when me and Peter were riding high.
Why is that what you're striving for? You weren't happy then.
I wasn't happy because of the circumstances. I couldn't give two shits about the achievements, but if I could get back to that place, if I could get back to those, those same feelings of euphoric joy that I felt when me and Peter started. If I could get those feelings, but this time because of something authentic, well, then I'd have done it. And I knew that stuff wasn't helping me get to that place. It was only dulling the pain of right now. And I knew that I deserved to never feel dull, no matter the trade-off. Christ, I need to sit down.
What kind of 18-year-old are you?
A strong one. Are you gonna roll another?
Yeah.
Jesus, Dean, it stinks. Can't I come home one day without it smelling like pot? Natalie?
Plans for...
I thought you had bridge till 7.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Why is that girl in my house?
Well, just relax. It's not what you think, okay?
And the worst part about all this, you two are smoking marijuana.
Oh, so when it's what? When it's just her and I, it's wrong?
Yes. Just because it's legal doesn't mean you go around giving it to teenage girls, Dean. You could get in trouble.
She does tell her therapist, so.
She's seeing a therapist?
Huh?
She told you she's seeing a therapist.
Yeah, I mean,
Dean, that's good.
what?
Hell, that is great.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
New outfits, new makeup. But really, she's still thinking about him.
Of course she's still thinking about him.
And I hope she never stops.
You wouldn't wish better for her? She knows she hurt him.
How can I? How can I? She is still dating the same guy. She has moved on. She gets to go to university next year. She gets to be here having dinner with us.
We have to forgive, or else we'll never be able to get out of bed.
How nice to hear that from you. How about you go clean up your weed? It's the least you can do when you smoke it with our son's ex-girlfriend, you know? Clean it up. If I knew we were having a guest, I would have made sure we had enough food.
Let me know what you need, I'll run and grab it.
Did you sign the checks like I asked?
No.
I asked you 5 days in a row to sign those checks.
Well, I haven't gotten to it.
Go and get them right now, Dean.
God, really?
Do I seem like I'm joking? Do I seem like I'm in the mood to be joking with you right now while I prep dinner for my pothead husband and
What the
teenage
hell
friend?
is wrong with you? Huh?
In the hell is wrong with you? Am I the only one who cares about keeping this family moving?
What family? I mean it, what family? It's just us, Audrey. What are we moving for?
Have you even thought big picture? Like since he died, have you thought about your big picture?
What do you mean?
Dr. Anderson told me that maybe it's time.
Oh my God.
That maybe it's time for you and me to sit down and ask each other what we want. What we want next.
What do you mean?
Things aren't what they used to be, Dean. They never will be. And I think it's time. I just think it's time that you and I sit down and ask each other what we want. What's next?
So I called him and he's on his way. Sorry, did I interrupt something?
Dean was just going to get the checks I needed him to sign. Right, Dean?
Yes.
That looks delicious. Sorry I can't stay for dinner.
Well, you had plans. Kevin, right?
Huh?
The one you had plans with? Still the same guy? Still the same one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What have I done?
Excuse me?
I used to be so happy here. You two, me and Peter.
So what changed, Natalie? What changed? What changed to make you hook up with that Kevin guy?
You read the journal. He was having those same thoughts. It was suffocating. He was stagnant.
But those thoughts came after you cheated on him. Those entries are from after. He told us that he was sad and that he wanted to write his feelings down after you broke up with him, so you can't blame him for having feelings that he had after you left.
That's what you guys don't get. He had those feelings all along. I saw them. That's why he needed so much extra validation. External validation to distract him from the things that he fucking hated about himself. I'm sorry I cheated. There, is that what you want me to say? What do you want me to do? Fucking sit on the couch and smoke pot all day?
Isn't that what you were doing here tonight?
Are these the right checks?
It only happens once a month.
Shit.
What? Excuse me, Dean.
You know what? Maybe I wanted to get caught with Kevin. Maybe I just fucking wanted Peter to experience that drop, to feel those lows. I just thought if I fucking pulled the pieces apart of it, he'd be able to put them back together somehow stronger. I don't know. I guess there's a little bit of malice behind that.
These meetings, they happen monthly?
Bi-weekly.
Natalie!
Fuck it!
That was my thing to tell her!
Well, you were never going to.
Maybe there was a reason for that.
Well, then it's good old malicious Natalie at it again.
Young lady, you are stoned.
You're gonna call me young lady after I've seen you make a bong out of an avocado.
The drugs. I think that was a bad idea.
You were confident.
What?
You were confident then in your decisions, in everything.
Oh, and I don't seem confident in my decisions anymore.
No, you do.
Yeah,
It's
you
just...
seem real confident, that's for sure.
Fuck does
Whoa,
that
whoa, whoa, whoa. I think maybe we all need to calm down, okay? Just relax.
Let go.
Just calm down.
Let go.
Just calm down.
What in the fuck does that mean?
Do you not realize that you're operating at the same pace as before?
And what is wrong with that? What is wrong with operating the same as before?
Because nothing's the same. Operating at the same pace as before is wrong because not a single thing is the same. I'm sorry, but it's true. I used to be over here like every weekend. I had dinner here almost every night. I didn't even have to ask you to stay over in the guest room. Audrey, when I got my first period, you were the one that helped me. Not my mother. Not my fucking mother, you. And then I make a mistake. I make a fucking mistake.
No, we understand.
I just have so much more to say. Fuck, I'm sorry,
No.
Natalie. We know you made a mistake. And we know you're young. We understand.
There's just so much more I have to be sorry for. I didn't mean to jeopardize my relationship with you two. Really. Even with Peter gone, this still feels like home. And maybe that's why I kept coming here after Peter died. Even when my therapist said it wasn't a good idea, and when it wasn't particularly therapeutic, I just Audrey. Looking you in the eye and telling you that I hurt Peter. Whether that influenced his decision to take his life or not, I hurt him. I hurt your son, and I'm so fucking sorry about that, but what you guys don't get is that this me, this look, and this makeup, and this boyfriend, these are all things that I wanted for a really long time. I didn't realize how much I needed them. Things were so good at first with Peter. Peter made everything better, you know? Peter made everything okay, but I just knew that if I stepped away for a second, if I stepped away, that it would open him up to more, but more importantly, I knew it would open me up to more. I knew that it would open me up to this me, a me that I love, and I don't want to be sorry for that anymore. And I know when you've had the most horrible thing happen to you, when you've had the unthinkable happen, getting up and leaving the couch some days has some risk, but to stay seated and hidden and numb to yourself, to medicate yourself, to drown yourself from your surroundings. Dean, if you keep doing this, you're gonna miss out on something beautiful again. And that's the real crime here. Not reflecting and not moving. And you know what? Maybe together in time that trust and comfort in your surroundings and in yourself. Maybe together you guys will be able to find that again. Good night, guys.
Why haven't you stopped?
What do you mean?
Since the week of the funeral, you just haven't stopped. Stopped to even cry, Audrey. You haven't even sat down day in, day out, and I'm here. Fucking sitting here trying to put the pieces back together. Am I the crazy one? Because I could be crazy. I've never had this type of loss before. Should I don't know, should I be getting over it as quick as you did?
How dare you think that I am over this? You think that I just got over the suicide of my son? I have not for 1 minute stopped thinking about Peter since he passed. And I am furious to consider the fact that you think I am over it. You have no clue what is going on in my mind.
You're right, I don't. I really don't. I mean, this disconnect, I never expected this. We used to be so together in thought.
Grieving in different
We
ways.
used to do things together.
I've never had to do anything as hard as this.
What? What, grieve?
I just feel that if I were to stop and sit down and read that journal and think about him, if I were to do that, then and you on the couch with the weed, I mean, it just makes you think, Dean. And this can't be a time for me to think. With all that's happening at work, that stupid Winfred case, and if I for 1 second stopped and read that journal, like dissected like a book, it would just open up too many questions that I just can't answer.
That's exactly what I do with Natalie. Try to answer the questions we have, answer the new questions that come as we go.
It sounds exhausting.
It is. But it's better with someone else. And it's my way of grieving.
Is it working?
I'm not sure. I think it's doing exactly what Natalie wanted to do to Peter.
What's that?
Breaking me down, making me question myself, my surroundings. If then I had faith in everything, now I just have doubt.
What does that even mean?
It means that nothing. It means that nothing is clear, but it could come. And then this feeling of uncertainty, this feeling that I knew things once but don't know them anymore, that lack of confidence, maybe that'll be replaced with the clarity I once felt.
Do you have a favorite entry?
What?
Do you have an entry of Peter's that you love?
I mean, the last bow one is pretty profound.
I have one.
Really?
It was one that stuck out, but I didn't hold on to it.
Can we read it together? No, come on.
I'm not sure I'm ready for that.
Why?
Because it upsets
Do
me.
you think it doesn't upset me?
Hear all those thoughts he had hidden away. Thoughts he couldn't share. It's terrifying.
I know.
I mean, why was he so comfortable with that goddamn journal? Did he think they was gonna reply to him and solve all his issues? We could have helped. You know, I would have told him that he was a force. Our son, he was a force, Dean. He was too powerful and he was too smart for his own good. And he wanted to know everything. To be certain, I mean, he wanted to know that he could know everything. And when he couldn't, that's what did him in. The fact that he could go so long ignoring his shit. Living on his high wave so that when that girl pulled the rug out from under him, he just stood there and said, I know nothing. Fucking know nothing. That fear and that dread within him as he realized he couldn't really know everything. wish I could have helped him. I wish that I could have told him. I wish that I could have helped him realize those feelings of uncertainty, this lack of confidence that you and I are feeling right now, that same feeling that killed him. I wish that I could have told him that that's a real feeling. And that there was nothing finite about it. I wish he could have been clear about it, about those feelings. That heartbreak that he felt, that was going to take time. That was going to be filled with feelings that he could not put into words. And after years of manufacturing a life where he had to be on top, where he had to be better than everybody else, life finally kicked the shit out of him. He just couldn't recover. And the fact that we couldn't have had this discussion all together, all four of us. The fact that we couldn't have been more honest with each other. That, Dean. That is where we failed. Reading his thoughts, trying to understand him better. I'm not sure if I'm ready to give in to that. Could you roll us a joint?
Are you sure that's gonna help?
Is it okay that I don't know?
Yes.